Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So, Dozer's been getting quite a lot of attention lately, hasn't he? Having been playing with him the last few evenings, I actually get why now. So just to be absolutely clear from the get-go, this video is not a guide, it's not a set of advice, it's just me picking up a character I've never played before, expanding my enjoyment from this awesome game, uploading, sharing what I've learned, and hopefully getting your feedback as well. What could I be doing better with the Dozer? Now, I was put off Dozer for a little bit because a lot of the big YouTubers actually berated him quite hard, saying he was rubbish, a meme, no good in this game. Now, I know he's had a few updates in Season 5, read them for yourselves. They weren't that profound. This guy is a monster, he really is. I really don't understand how he can be considered bottom tier. Dozer is the absolute king of capturing objectives. If you're not convinced, have a look. Believe me when I say I could have let this little sequence run for another 10 seconds at this speed easily. And because of the way the scoreboard works in this game, you're pretty much guaranteed to come first if you have a Dozer in your team that's actively going after the objectives. I actually felt a bit guilty at times. I mean, I often ran into players like this who just froze when they ran into a Dozer. They just simply didn't know how to handle it. Some people just straight up gave up and surrendered. I mean, I think that's what that was. I'm not really sure. But seriously, just watch Dozer on this one run on this capture. Just look at everything he can do. Tank destroyed.
He's ready!
Our strategy isn't working. They now control more sectors than us.
Triple kill on the infantry holding the point. Don't forget Dozer has a primary and a secondary in addition to his shield. Took some damage, never mind, just self-heal. And finally provide a distraction decoy for your teammates to shoot the person shooting at you. He's brilliant. Now, Dozer's shield's very good because it lets him get close to vehicles even though he doesn't have any MP grenades, so he can go in and get the finish. But lots of other players have C5. That in itself isn't particularly special. What is special and unique is the gameplay, the how he does it with the shield. It's so much fun. I mean, why not? Let's make it harder. Let's fight a wildcat and a helicopter at the same time. Seriously, what is this shield made out of?
Vibranium. It's stronger than steel and a third the weight. It's completely vibration absorbent.
We are dominating the battlefield. Maintain your positions.
Seriously, just like the intro, they always try to ram you in the end. Be ready for the sidestep. Okay, cards on the table. I do not want Dozer to be nerfed. I think he's unique, I think he's brilliant fun, and I also think he's extremely counterable, which is something I want to talk about in this video. To do that, we will need to spend a little bit of time going over the cans and can'ts of Dozer's shield, but I will try to be quick because I know this is a covered topic. I'd like to share some of the gameplay tricks I've learned, with examples, and finally just put a spotlight on Dozer's role as an armor hunter. He is absolutely fantastic for it. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so, Dozer's shield. What do we need to know to actually be effective as a player and as a counter to him? First, throwing anything in front of him is pointless. Interacting with a live grenade does actually throw it away, but I want them to go off. As you can see, didn't stun me, didn't knock away my shield, did absolutely nothing to stop me fighting. The heaviest bullets in the game also do absolutely nothing against you. Providing you crouch down, you're invincible. I mean, that's got to be disheartening for Crawford players. I can see why this one gave up and decided to just descend to heaven. That was a bit odd, but I found it eerily funny. Anyway, let's skip all the launches and go straight to the big boy. Yes, Dozer can deflect tank shells.
What the sh...
My thoughts exactly when I saw it too. 30mm shots from the helicopter won't kill you either, although the splash damage will chip away at you, but I've never actually been killed by it. I haven't survived an airstrike yet. That's probably a splash damage, but yeah, the only thing that's managed to kill me straight up is a direct hit from a railgun. Okay, so now we know that a depleted uranium shell traveling at Mach 7 can defeat a magic riot shield. Good to know. But let's see it in action. It's absolutely brilliant gameplay, and that's what matters. This is not a battle simulator. Watch how Dozer can lock down a hallway and defend his team while they capture behind. Remember to step back and don't let grenades go off behind you. Chunk of C5 got behind me in the end. The other thing I love about the blocking power, understatement of this shield, is it lets you do some of the most heroic saves. Check this one out.
Take it slow.
Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking we're just about done here, but no, this is Dozer, ladies and gentlemen. How does he shrug off tank shells? It wasn't even the tank that killed me, it was this guy. Okay, so now that we've established our baseline for Dozer's shield, how do you kill the guy? Well, your first option is just simply overpower him with a launcher and then an underbarrel. Better if you hit his feet, but it can be done that way. Another effective way is to use incendiary rounds. They absolutely incinerate Dozer. The shield does nothing to protect you. Incendiary grenades at the feet are also extremely effective. Dozer won't survive it. Just be careful not to throw a Molotov directly on the shield. That'll definitely backfire on you. Anything that does splash damage is very effective at taking Dozer out, like the 40mm on a transport chopper. Or throwing grenades behind or to Dozer's side. He either has to turn to face them so you can shoot him in the back, or he just gets splash damaged out.
Charlie 1 is no longer out.
For all you engineer mains, good news, just go for the feet.
Ready to deliver.
Dozer is incredibly easy to kill with splash damage. Providing it's not a direct hit, he goes down. Failing that, just hit him with a truck. For all that though, one of the most effective ways to kill Dozer is another Dozer. It's actually really easy, just bump them head on, take a sidestep, and hit their side.
Shield ready.
Here's a 2v1 where the other team had a Dozer. Make sure you stand somewhere safe so you don't get shot in the back when you're making the turn. Dozer mirror matches really are some of the best counters, just being honest about it. They can also be a lot of fun like this one here. This was quite a duel. Okay, challenge accepted. Managed to win before we were interrupted, but that interruption did make a very good point. If you've got a teammate, all you have to do is turn Dozer to the side or back and let them finish him off. Very easy. Okay, as I said at the outset, this video is not a guide, but I want to share what I've learned because it might help you and I'm certain you guys can help me. When you run along with your shield, your weak point is your toes. The tank got me and Lee's very nearly got me here, seconds away from it. But you can very easily avoid this by crouch sliding. When the shooting stops, sprint forward and then slide in. There really isn't anything anyone can do about it. I mean, here's quite a long distance example. Unless you've got an explosive, head to head against Dozer, you're dead. The second thing may sound silly, but just don't forget, you do have a gun, you know. You can use it. If you're moving around the map or someone's running away from you, drop your shield, you move faster and you can get the kill. Okay, so the next thing is when you use Dozer's self-heal, just remember you have about a 2-second vulnerability window, so just be very cognizant of where you are, and if you're faced off against an enemy like I am here, don't use it, you'll get shot.
Not defending!
Kinda asked for that one. But here's a really cool thing, that when I read it in the patch notes, I wasn't that enthused until I actually started doing it. We can now use the shield on cables, so when we're making assaults against high-rise places, you're defended when you're going across and you land ready to go. It's brilliant for assaulting. I see them high up, so I fake turning the corner and then wait for them. Gotcha. Go. Chase, chase, chase.
I wanna...
The other cool thing is you can police the cable so they can't snipe you because you've got the riot shield, and you can just shut down anyone trying to get across. Rejected.
Gotcha!
Just as a quick aside, if it needs saying, Dozer is an absolute monster at choke points. Like the top of stairs, no one's getting up if he's there. But just quickly back to the cables, you'll see here the shield did actually save my life and then enable the capture up above.
Steady. Resources at 50%.
Ah, it's a Dozer duel. Interesting they turned to the left when I was on the right. Okay, so the trick with Dozer to capture is to find a nice safe corner, back into it, put up your shield and wait. When you hear the footsteps, attack. Back to your corner, rinse and repeat.
Just lost second Charlie to the hospital.
Ah, they brought the incendiaries this time. Here's another example that was a bit more lively. Find yourself a nice crate that's safe, and then wait till they come in and push them back.
The hostiles control more sectors than we do. Counterattack is needed.
Okay, don't get drawn into the open. One's to the right, one's to the left, so just back off. Move into cover to heal up, and then get back on point and continue to defend. Quickly dash for the shutdown, but someone got him in the back first. Get back on point, and one more person to shut down to capture this objective.
Objective secure. Repeat. Objective secure.
When you run into an objective for the first time, take a look around, see if you can get into a fight, get some kills. But if you're just in a hold position, corner camping is the #1 way to survive with Dozer. And it's a nightmare for the people fighting you. Alright, let's just do one more. I could do this all day. This one's funny because you had two people who didn't bring explosives, and I'm really sorry. If you don't have something that goes boom, you've got nothing against Dozer. I may have already said that, but it's worth reiterating.
Allies engaging in Charlie 2.
Just holding back in case there's C5. Nope, she had nothing. Ooh, Crawford. He pulled the launcher, gotta rush him. So even though corner camping sits a little awkward with me, you can't deny it. Right, just one of the last things for me. Dozer is an absolutely amazing armor hunter. He's got the smoke, he's got the C5, and he's got the defense to make sure he can actually get up close right into the nest where the wildcats are often parked. Just ignore how bad that shooting was. Quick look around to make sure we're clear, then go take the wildcat. Ooh, right in the suspension. Just wondering if he's seen me and he's going to panic and jump out? No? But yeah, when your primary role is to capture objectives, do make sure you take anti-vehicle. You can't use EMP, so there's no need for that debate. Take the smoke grenade. And C5.
Support package available. Waiting on your request.
US forces now control Charlie.
The enemy hold.
Remember, a good wingman will always throw themselves out the window to go for the vehicle kill. And always be ready to parachute in to take out particularly wildcats. You really help out your team when you do this. C5 is absolutely glorious. Make sure you get in there. Okay, we can't talk about C5 and taking out armor without turning to my favorite pastime of hunting down spawn campers. So 2 for your consideration this evening. This one was funny. A wildcat on the back line. Let's see how we deal with it.
Our attack on Alpha 2 is underway.
Colonel, you've left the engagement.
Now, I didn't know it at the time, but those 2 were actually the crew of the Wildcat. So I approached cautiously, expecting it to shoot at me, but it's empty.
Resources are almost completely spent.
No fence. Return to engage.
Alright, cool. Well, let's take the tank into the map where it belongs. Thanks a lot, lads. So whilst that one was fun, this second one is a bit more salty. Okay, that's 1 from you, gamer. I could have let 1 go, but I'm not letting 2 go.
You have chosen to defy peace. Then you have chosen war.
I've seen that like 10 times, I'm still laughing. Alright, let's go nail this guy, he deserves it.
Outside the combat area. Head back.
Fatality.
I think I've had an idea for a future video. Okay, so how do we end this Dozer video? Well, we could do a situation where I just run through the map, booping loads of people like you're seeing here and laughing about what an absolute meme Dozer is. But I want to show a clip that demonstrates just how cool, in my opinion, Dozer gameplay actually is. I can't wait to team up with some of you when I'm back in London to actually try out a proper team having Dozer in it. I think it's going to be absolutely sensational for Assaults. But as I said, that's it from me. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Catch you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this.
Attack on Delta 1.
Shield is up!
Our troops have secured more sectors than the hostiles.